How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you are well. I am. I'm doing good. And today we're going to look at 5 effects that you may or may not use in the Helix. Some of these are a little bit strange. Some of them I have used and some of them I haven't used. And some of them I actually probably wouldn't use for anything. But then again, my mind is a weird place. Who knows? So we're going to dive straight on in. And what we're going to do is, there's a couple of different ways that I'm going to show you how I would use them and how I would set them up. They're not necessarily in, the correct signal chain order. They're not in the correct etiquette. Before all the expert YouTubers dive in and start telling me what it is I'm fucking doing wrong. Been getting that a lot lately. Amp that I'm using today is the High Watt 100 because I like it because it's nice and it's clean. Nothing on there at the minute. There's 2 sets of delay and verb because these at the bottom here are going to add some sexy juice to what I'm doing. So first of all, the Asheville pattern. What I'm not going to do is sit and bore you to death and tell you what it's all based on. That's what the manual's for. The manual will tell you all that you need to know, and the video will just drag on if I start throwing pictures of what they're based on and what it's all about. So let's just crack on. So this one, when you get it straight out, is kind of a little bit odd. Got that tremolo-y, vibey kind of thing. I could move it in front of the amp if I wanted to, alter it slightly. So for me, if I was going to be using that, the first thing that I would do would be I would go to my kind of default delay and default reverb, and then that would then give me this. Massive difference. That's kind of nice, if you're doing that ambient thing. As far as the stock settings go, I would probably be, I think what I did was I dropped the mix down a little bit and dropped the output down ever so slightly because I think this comes at 100%. So what I would say to you is if you're going to pull any of these out, any of the effects that you're not too sure about within the Helix, the best thing to do is to just add a bit of delay and a bit of reverb at the end of it, and it will give that effect then a little bit of a different life. So let's just turn that off, and then we'll go to effect number 2, which is the Bleat chop trem. Which almost sounds like a slower version of the Asheville. So for that, I would probably start messing around with the steps and probably up the spread a little bit. Take the depth back a bit. Maybe change the shape. And then go to the end, put our dual delay and our reverb on. I kind of like that. I kind of like it. I think, again, running the dual delay on the end and running the glitch verb, for me, because it's all down to personal taste. You can do what you want with this. I mean, there are no rules. And like I said at the beginning, you do get the odd person that will tell you that you're doing something wrong. This is wrong, that's wrong, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that, that shouldn't be there, that should be EQ'd like this. La 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 la. And if you've been to this channel before, you know that I'm not. I'm a nice guy, but I really don't listen to people. There's no right and wrong way. And if I have to tell you to go fuck yourself, then I will. AM ring mod. Really weird effect this. Because so for me, I would probably, again, I would throw these on and I'd be looking for some kind of that kind of spacey thing going on. Gives it almost a bell-like kind of sound. And I have used this before in some of the ambient stuff that I did for a short horror film. Nothing outrageous. It was nothing for Hollywood. I mean, come on. Do I look like I'm doing anything for Hollywood? I'm fucking not, am I? For a small film, like a student film, which was like a kind of a zombie movie. And there were zombies kind of running up a hill off a boat. And the boat there was a bell. And that's what I used this for. That's what that was for. So, yeah, that's a pretty good one. I kind of like that. Yeah, I like it. I like that. We'll use that again. We'll use that for something. Let's just shut that off. Next one. It's actually a delay. It's the multi-pass delay. I don't really get a lot of use with this. It's not my kind of go-to. You know, is it yours? Is it your go-to? I don't know. These are the stock settings that it comes out at, except that I've changed it to echo and not delay. Couple of different patterns there that we can use as well. Just kind of stops the order. So we'll play that riff again. And I'll go to the end and I'll just put my reverb on that I use all the time, which is the glitz. Let me show you the settings for the glitz. As far as the riff that you're hearing goes, that's going to be one of them riffs that you'll probably sit and play that, and it's something that I've been messing around with for a band that I'm involved in at the minute. So, well, you can use it. I don't mind. Final one, particle verb. I love the particle verb. If you've downloaded my ambient preset, which is on custom tone, this is all over that. All over it. And the reason for that is there's a couple of really cool settings within this which gives some just amazing effects. So let's start at the beginning and make sure everything is switched off, which it is. Particle reverb, this is the stable setting. If I swap that over to critical, and then we'll go to hazard. It's kind of cool. So, let's say I have hazard, and then we'll work our way back. We'll go into critical. Gives it that lift. We'll go into stable. So if I team that with my dual delay settings, and I'll go to critical again. I'll go to hazard, get them bird effects. So some really cool effects that you can get from this, like really, really good. That is, I think that's one of my favourite reverbs for kind of doing the ambient kind of stuff. Let's just take that and I'll team it with the other effect that probably we'll never use. We'll take that off and I'll go back to stable. Now I'm going to go out on a limb here and I'm pretty much going to say that I very much doubt that any of the worship crew watch this channel, because I can be a little bit unpredictable. But that right there has got worship. I nearly said fucking worship then. That right there has got fucking worship written all over it. Tell me it doesn't. It does. It does. It's got worship written all over it. If that's your thing, that's your thing. I only pray to the God of motorbikes. So there are our 5. You can take this patch. It's very simple. It's just a way of you kind of plugging in stuff that you wouldn't normally use. And again, you can move stuff around. All of these trem effects can, of course, go before the amp. The delay stuff and the verb stuff, if you want to be like really outrageous, they could go before the amp as well. There's no rules to say that you can't do that. But primarily, these would probably be, you know, kind of before the amp, realistically. But they don't have to be. They don't have to be there. You've heard what we can do with, you know, a little bit of reverb and what have you at the end. So again, they're just my 2 settings. That's the dual delay, and that is the glitch reverb at the end. And that kind of gives life to most of the patches that I make. So there you go. Worship people, if you are here, welcome. I'm glad you've popped along, you know, and maybe I'll hear this stuff in some kind of worship concert, but there you go. All right, till next time, I appreciate you being here. Don't forget, stick your fingers in the notification bell and slap the subscribe button. And I will definitely see you in a couple of days for some more. Take it easy.